homestead off, for example, that has around 30,000 people. There's only a few thousand that have been left. If compared to other countries around the world, to other conflicts around the world, you see what's happening here with the strikes that are happening right in Gaza. This area has been flooded with refugees, with people trying to escape a war zone, but that is not happening because the people in Gaza are trapped. They cannot go to Egypt, they cannot come towards Israel, and they cannot move towards Western. So they're completely under siege. They cannot leave. They're being told to move towards the southern part of the country. The southern areas have also been lots of talks about the possibility of humanitarian assistance, but there's also been humanitarian workers who have been killed. That if the situation continues as it is, with the air strikes that we have been seeing from here, it's not clear yet when something like that could happen. I don't see that happening.
The Israeli attack on the hospital in Gaza has prompted angry demonstrations in the region and beyond.
Assalamu alaikum. Kev kun koisi. Malish the other day ana gutta then I'm coming back live the next morning and I couldn't make it. I hope everyone is fine. Akabi antena will think at welaro wale kadiak. Well, big I don't know, but I'm coming for a short live video. Chin ko we mo nje khasatan chin mo nje ka today re gatan abakan jok garang yon chatinga chalu block. He blocked me on this page. Quick ngam different branch. I have different branch that he need to understand that you didn't block me. Even when you blocked me, my followers here, my followers on this social media platform, they will go and bring for me the news. If I am about somebody, they will bring everything that is happening. So in Kialu block, the block just a minor. It's not something that is big to say it. Could be an 10 minutes. I will think that a week of book jam with your young own one jam. Jang with Bukai Ban. Kukawi Chiang Bukai Ban. Ewa den siat kutiel. Chimad village. Pachuorach. For example, Ogalam Nim Wunda Lura Salim, Kai Kede Yud, a Kajawit, Long be boarded. I took Tingwa Kular Kachanok. Kaka Kai Kajala Kalalong, be leg state, big a wit. Kuleka Tijan, Kay innocent. Bula Moch, Chinian Jan. Must I carry you, but do can't think away one more game. While a cake would can jol cake teach Kujala Quilla de Mandaduk, Mandaduk and Tirano. Are you Beluela? Nyai Katonga Kuni, who quite catch out with your low chalk Dama Kuma cake. Tonica Kuma. Tonica Kuma. Kukim one yankee dead in a kid. Kucho cham chiniali yukot. A yakan of Waran, Chekan Rantok. War Kureba Pandu, Kuyukala cham Kachibena Kudu, the Kunkoch. Kanya Kudu Kichabe, but our dogage. But our Kadawandu Batal Kucham. Any adwong du kankan, adung di lebi ran chim white, Wacham Kudurot. Kuchal war a chiran a loon. Bichante by Chil Pandui, Kachakudu. Kicham thin along to Chakudu. Can Kudu thin a waden bati, which era Luanga again war Bupogi, some Karan chicken, Kakera, and I went again as Skycock in a daily before. Could they be a Kudu thin a waden bati, Rana, won't belatin, Kubu break, the tea, be a Mike and Kubuku Puku, one, Kunyang to be looked at. Ran chicken, Karadil, any ara, I won't no tear by. Can a milk by a chakudun? A can pay no bit. A can buy a bit. Jory by Pandun Gachibena Kudu. Can get a kill like a child up. Jory by Pandu, be your Pandu, a Pandu Kalay dab. Okay, dab white pink, Gachibena Kudu. I see a condola. lo nom piu cái chia có củ đuom đủ lo nom pin đi pin bị đi được ba cái chứ bé nào tiền đủ cái pin đô là có ngoài nhà mà chung nhai bị cái bên dia cả chết thì quên đủ cái rút bức cái ni mà trắc bị cái rút nắc tin chết thì qua chan bức cái rút nóc bang rút đã nóc mi đi raja pe ya let cái gu mọi nhà mà chơi to chăm nó mọi nhà mà to cái churu đuôi Iran get pinta na bad makeup and kilu makeup is there in raja ni kuchi ka kalam giat achi tom ka krem kun cha ka rabo gup ka kwa ga cha tin ma tin ngui lui look pa po yellow green ka krem kun cha ka rabo gup ta yu gin ka le ran ka ken ma gem nu ji bit pin ku thung ka le ran duran ben pa tu mura yal ku go gwa why are you looking this why is this lipstick like that why is makeup is abc makeup I don't do it for beauty I'm already beautiful I try love for beauty and kina kwe git kwe lo ngu I will shit look for what I am saying kalwele and tell when lu focusing if I focus now on you I will say a lot of things from the pictures by the look of your pictures I will say a lot of things la krem kana chi yaw ta re ngui chi na mai char kwe nyen ba na ma lwal ku lu bu be kada do ka yirai po ka bi and then na ki be na ka kadang ke make if I want to look beautiful la ka make up a new jam tin ba yen loy kai chin ko wari na ngay từ giờ when I do makeup you know it very well cái giá man tin thế nó cần mà game lúc cái là bên cái quay đun chưa riêng nhìn cái back to my topic cậu em nhìn mọi gì à chan bức cấp bức bên bài đàn đun pan là kia lôi chi nó tự nhiên hoa mà đào quá là cái nóc thế ai real bài có bài phê gìคุณอายุละเว้ยยังคุณกุลอดมันนอกกระยาบสคุณจอยจับตัว how would you feel how would you feel เอ็นยายุลการขึ้นกวนอาเลียมบาอิรานไหวเลียบกระรานเชี่ยลอยเอ็นคือจิตกันดำกับบักทอนกุมาเบียกูมาเอ็นลุยใจเหมือนเดินได้โนเกนโนเกนกับนกนาวิบุ้มวยนงกับมวยนงใบโลku do ka be man chola lu escalate na le ka gur ka we ka brut to le ka rut ka mitik kwen ko ara le we mo njing nyai ka siat nyai ka community ki chol sias nyai ka community ku mat ku rut ku biya yi yen ya ka loy bu bible twen bu to ke na keu ke ne ko run man pan choru we mun ne ba pan re myok tin aka ka pi ka tin mo njing bu mo njang la pan de na ki kan tin dik chop bài bà đi right tin ai chơi mọi người tin right đến đi có giá là chống tin cứ cho tôi giá cái pin cái lấy cái cho tôi nhà pu ai chơi pu cái right tin rồi tôi nhà pu cái lấy wood bar cái giá là bên có giá là pura giá là mai tin có cái yết cái tin bị cái nhọt tin có ai chơi routine ở đây nó mọi người ở bên lazim bảo đi ăn phiêu bài pandun bangi là cái cho chấm quê chấm bài cả cái bên nào cũng đủ người bạn một con và chuyện biết đang luôn cũng biết men cùi nóc và chuyện biết phá luôn biết hoa mút gút đi chuyện bài cho là chuyện cái cho pin nhìn đi lấy pin nhìn tin cô nào lo tôm nhạc bạc cái bên nào cũng đủ bà mà lu akhir mang chặt diet bedong pin na ka tin met bedong pin ngom kaya na pin du no abira đến bà lúc bên bực kẹt cô dia là truyền là chứ bữa lưỡi là rán cái rán chứ to cái chứ nôm rán mang đến chứ đông pin ngom bữa bài lối chuyện rán thì đã bữa lúc bên với chân tức bên nhau quá nè yêu anh ngô yêu ai đến uống ao ba cô gặp bực quê mọi người giờ cô nàng nhà ban nói chuyện theo cô nàng kiến cô trăng cô nhìn cái bà bù lôi chính coi chứ tàu cái bà bù lôi chính cái mì tê cor cái bù lôi chính là bù ở chọc tin cái bù lôi bị giang có bị phun nhát cái ô bị rong ma đô bù pan cho chúng nó bù nghe chuyện cái coi cho bên các cái trắc cái bù cái gà lôi đu cũng mà chỉ cắt Mein bukat bi ko ronok. Mein bukat bi roman. Man bukat bi diar bi lukarai. Ache ni abai. Ache ni abai. Koi ko wara ka kai yo kule ka fiatin. Antigat. Ana politician. Ana gat. O kai gat bai ti ko chieng. Na la ran ja la duku ka yik toy ka kalwel datu. E ka bira na won kila sukuli. Abe cho ala kwai dang. Na chi dang kwai ka kwai pal kule yo ben ba ko dun lel ba loy. O ga ngwen ka na garot ke ran. The one more. Rane gat ba simply because ni chi we kwal. Kuna cha kwat ke yo ko toy je bi yegin ko no maliu. Nom bin kong kan thak ku ba mat ke society bin ka tit aliu. Because you went to the West, walini jam ka kawaja, did you go kawaja? You are automatically a white person. Not forgetting the culture is the roots of everything. Achati muti nala jam chinya deng chen ka jam. Ka be youth, young ke kadang miti kor 12 years 15, could be bang jam about the gender base. Gender base binyantin ya ban jam ku yolela ye lo bai panda. O ga ye tia ko ngwe o tia hok we have been sold. The whole Africa pay bright price. And they are well educated, very far from us, we South Sudanese. Very far from your vice president. Very far from those young girls who just went to school yesterday and they come out and they think they have been sold out because an elderly woman said it. What is the culture really mean? Saying it is a selling out for bright price. The whole Asia pay bright price. Kala in Panchol India, Kwashan bitik, Kubulel Katiak, Kelazim be wood but no blanga bright price. Boy dark, boy japat, boy create, Kujola be and Moitia, Nale Moitiaga, come when can a buyoka to white by what you would buy, be and cook. Into marriage exchange. Why if you are India, and China or walk out by your pay in India? Okay, we are very far from India. But India, Amu Milken basing on their culture, their traditions. Not because they are not among the third world countries. We are among the third world countries who want to struggle. But we want to abandon our culture and we captured something that cannot even relate us to their world. Indian, as we speak today, at here work. Indian today at here depth, which is similar to African tradition. In Kadiana Valley School age, African traditional society is missing in their studies. South Sudan syllabus must include the traditional training, teaching. This is not illegal. This is not an abomination. This is not a destructive, and this is not something that needs to be condemned, but it is part of our nature. A part of our culture. I be African, be what they call the Kushites. We are the Kushites. If Africans are still practicing the Kush kingdom's practices, we must own it and we must be the seeds of the Kush culture. We have to be the roots. We have to be the seed of the Kush culture. If there is something the people need to talk about, someone from the South Africa coming to speak about their tradition, they will find one of the tradition being done in South Sudan, preserved for many years. Not us to throw it away and we start condemning it, that we are being sold. This kind of statement is what making our women to be cheap, very cheap. Bright price. Ala goro mo ndewa chanta yet mo ndewa ya lang di chwa ta mon be ya ta no hotel benintin mon be na la ka le ni ra chu gwe e ngo kan nya cho la gwe je total freedom e yeng men nya total freedom la wo ga we are educated give a young girl a freedom bi en kwa pye gwe ka ko kuna le nya ka tit ku bu pya bu wok bu ka yuk tin ko ka chi le ka wai we chi nya ai we kana chi nyan deng dit wo ta le ni ni ran wen men nya ka ino wen men nya ta chi ta chi we tin wa do le ka le new norm ba ja ban yuk like to make yourself more educated than what was the country need. I can wait that took. Wait, can now welcome one to Ghana. I have the PhD. That means you are nothing but a fool. The Jolly Najalana now a PhD holder. When this traditional is just a sold out. I don't need it. This is how the Western country have lost it. They have lost it and now they become a laughing stock by the rest of the world. They have lost it. They are trying to come back, and this is why they say we are multicultural country. We allowed you to practice your culture because they can't get back to their culture. They can't get back to their culture. They lost their way, and they can't find it. When you go as an African and you practice your tradition, they will respect that. When you go as an Indian, you practice your tradition, they will respect that. When you go as an Arab and you practice your tradition, they will respect that. Why? Because they have lost their own way. And they don't want others to lose while you are in their countries. While you are living in their respective countries. Look at us, we South Sudanese, who live in our country. We want to absorb what was not meant for us. You want to be like the Westerners. The Westerners who say that we don't have a culture. They say there is a Western culture. There is nothing called Western culture. They deny it. Because they have lost it. What they call the culture, they're no longer having it. And that is why they tell people, if you come with your culture, preserve it. You are a black, okay, you are beautiful being black. You don't need to bleach. These are the things I expected from the vice president to speak about. The vice president, the number of crimes, as we South Sudanese, to do. The number of prostitution that have increased in the country, it is a result of the young girls undermining the marriage rituals. Why am I being sold? Because simply because you took your own responsibility into your hand. Responsibility do chata wikin, kuna chata wikin. Kamoja be a ben betomtin kuberi, kutemtin kuberi. Now later on you start crying. Why am I not being married? Why have you asked yourself what is the reason why there is a broken marriages all over the country? Why are we facing it outside the country and inside the country? It is because we are absorbing the culture that don't belong to us, and nobody is guiding us. The women who are supposed to make those kind of voices, that the tradition system that we used to have has preserved us to be with one man. You don't appreciate it. You are trying to copy something and you invest it in the brain of the young one to grow with it, thinking that it was all wrong when our forefathers, our mothers, our grandmothers were preserving one marriage and one husband and respect that. Everybody running Western country, people who appreciate. Like, thank you for speaking. You know, I want US to appreciate me. I want Canada to appreciate me. I want Australia to. Oh, you are a fool. You are a fool. The so-called UN is based on all nations. And without the traditions of other nations, there is nothing called UN. UN will not interfere with the cultures, will not interfere with the norms, will not interfere with the traditions. UN is for peace, not for traditions of others. Our traditional practices has to be based on us, not on other people. United Nations was not about the cultures. It wasn't. If there is something wrong in my traditions, I will sit down and see How did it affect the past before I talk? If marriage was an issue in the past, then tell us how. Some of you say there is a forced marriage. Did you go to the Middle East, in Arab world, where the young girls are married at 12 years? And they get married as old men, 40 years, 70 years, and there is no question about it. UN has never been there in those countries. It's not there. United Nations is not in Arab countries where there is a practices of early marriages, but is in South Sudan creating these kind of stories to confuse our generation to think that UN is helping South Sudan. Culturally, we are not forcing women to get married. There is no forced marriage. People created those allegations because you sit down on those young girls and you emphasize in their brain that get married. Yeah, they are forcing you. Don't accept to go to the old man. Nowadays, you find these young girls are the one jumping in the arms of the old man for their money. Did you talk about that? Nobody want to talk about it. But when they want to sleep out after they have already taken what belonged to the old man, they started creating the stories. I was forced, I didn't choose. No. When I choose my husband, he's double my age. And I have never made any mistake to say that I was forced by my family. In fact, my family rejected him. And I choose him. When we thought it was a war between me and him, and we break out for some certain reason that we know, me and him. Not my family, not his family, not anybody else that have to make a decision for me. My people, the way you speak will affect the generation. If you believe you are a leader, evaluate yourself and see how did it, your word will affect the future. Correct by everything. Take a walk. A band be what to. Era velan chip cake one and boy asia, Kunabaluel, Kunabaluel, and Kabelai. The Kubaluel and the country, and a kilo banyan by my, you buy my nonsense. Buy my nonsense. Why hear my nonsense? I eat cake by much. New the aka tin schoolika. That you work a little Kachinka that your pure, what there pure yoga school Arabic. In a Louis test, a lucky child virginity test, a lawyer school. They do it. They test. And that women are very bill school, test. Why do they do that? What then can be the Nyanti? Kayina lady by Chiben, I chat can you take her. We know we being a lawyer, you respect yourself. When you get married, you are back in the school, but you do the school, you take road. I think right. The traditional system, if we practice it in this country, we will be a better people. Like the way we used to be. Respect it is because you find an elder like a young and the young is like an elder. Well, me will Kenya then I condemn it. It's not right. There is nothing called sold out. Nobody sell you. If it is a sold out, the whole Africa have sold their women, their daughters, not only South Sudan. The whole Africa have sold their women. And that have been from generation to generation. How come now the new generation is telling me that is a selling? Which market? If there was a selling, then slave trade was the worst market that nobody ever accepted. It was the worst market that was practiced in Africa that remained as a pain to African history. So don't put a bright price as a sold out in your own language to speak it. I can't get you jumping when you are a way. Now you're up on one German, Palapandun, you're a guy when you're baron one jing. Now you can bark and Tiagogrid because she's very tall. Dinka people do that. No. If you are very tall and your manners are not good, nobody will marry you. Dinka don't marry based on the height. If you are short and your family, they look at your family background. First of all, if you don't know the traditions of Dinka, don't explain. Don't act on behalf of Dinkas. That is wrong. You are abusing the entire nation because a half of the nation is Dinka. And when you present the Dinka people in the wrong angles, then you are very wrong. And this is where when I start to speak, people say, akwa ingo bandiat. Ya biat kedo ku nonsense ki ka lo ko nyin ko dai. In they don't marry you basing on your height. You are lying to yourself. They don't marry height alone. They marry your family background. Your bar by peno. Enyan padinga. Manjang dinka first ash. Ita jana munu. Abu munu. Jidak munu. Abob dak munu. Ita jai ya to ashira. Ashir takshunu. What totem are you belong to? What clan are you coming from? Who is your grandfather? Who is your grandmother? Who is your great-grandfather? Where do you live? You cannot just go and find a tall woman and say, oh, I will pay 200 cows. No. We don't pay those cows basing on those traditions. We'll pay basing on your family background, first of all. Your behavior, number 2. And then your capability. Can you manage the marriage? Can you manage? If I marry you today, what can you do? Are you a family person? When we talk about a family person or family woman, is that woman who is willing to be a chicken hen? Huh? To be a mother hen. A mother hen is the one that accepts other children to take care of. In case the husband married other women, then the other children of other women can be also part of his own family, of our own family, and take good care of them. She can take good care of the extended families. Can you be that kind? This is where the number of cows are based. The number of cows are not based on the height. Don't make such kind of stories next time to your Western allies or your Western politicians who are misleading your brain to speak the way you want, as if you don't know the traditions. Know it first. Chiang da wo ko mwanjang. Achaya tool tikene yetikya. Tengde da tele bichip lakini chita maje rotin. Kuta chita maje kai kentin. Kuta chita ya kai ken bi kentin. Alela tya kenyan ngek. Wun wararul kumanarul. Na chon bare ka man bu diet ka bu pya. Ake mwanjang loy. Dada ke giro. Ye man wun no ira no ban tya ken e wun nga. Now, it is part of pride when they increase the number of bride price. It is based on your own family background. A man buying, you bang but you 10 cow. In a man buying, they will increase your bride price because this is where your pride is based. This is where your pride is based. So, if you see where there is a number of cows being increased, it is based on your tradition. There is nothing that the royal family come to marry somebody with a 10 cow. That is an insult to the society. It is an insult. So, the way the system has been arranged, it has started from the past generation up to today. And even the Western are practicing it. In the Western nowadays, you cannot find someone from a royal family going to marry a nobody person on the street. And you see people clapping for it. The whole Europe will be striking. They will be striking. So that is how the system works. This system that have been practiced by the West and the rest of the world, they got it from Africa. And there is now other places but Sudan, which is us, the Kushites. Which is us. We are the one who have the centralized monarchy. The monarchy belongs to us. So now we are here ka loy moanjang buleli na tieng nya ran ka kon ting e wona nga ku ye ting nga na joja ben ba ka ja lo ka wo ka ja ma di basing on those nyan ker war ma de tia ko ka de da chi na ja le nyak ma de tia u bang wat karo okay nya bu tia wen wat karo la ka jola ri ga du kien wala arwe da du kien ka. Out of those 200 cows, you will go back maybe almost with the 50. Some of them, they will go in form kachola ruin. Number 2 will go in form kachola rik. And that is not the end. Arika kamyan ko nya lutia kien ka lu ka ba ka yegi ni mo nya war ki ti gong bi. Jadet. Kwalang ka de joy womonya, chin yir kok babalufia. That means your 200 cows, they may even return back to you in different formats. Kawe look at tradition, look at your man, the key we get near daddy. They will get the yak dead mean, dinner the meat, Monel will walk at Tauko. A yata is the rook, Kiang and the rook camp, be lang out there. Be lang out there at your way, in a near highway. A chair highway. A chiang and a yellow book, yay, chopping, could be quite room, yay, chill, could be tinting, going to them. If I'm yan to walk, cook a new good year on with a quine cooler doon. Nyala moy de tingarot ku kay la rer ka moy de ku le ka bibla nga ma chakal family a chela lu interfere in it ele ka yina tun ku duwa lakini nyan ci wak dom tin kwa icham ka family will interfere na riak bai ka bai riak ka kay ke ki kana te bi ke ke chu nowadays we have number of broken marriages because of this. The reason ki bai ki ke riak these days, it is because Ogarnim, including me myself, Ogarnim, in my team, I have chosen. During those years, if I return myself again to be a young girl, I will focus on my family base. Kichi family, the Kichirandi, the Legan can be at you. But during those times, we have been brainwashed by education, brainwashed by the Western behavior that don't even have any benefit to the West themselves. All these years, we have been lied to. There is something called Western culture. There is nothing like that. They don't even like it. They don't even like it. We agenda-based leaders. If you are agenda-based leader, please go to the elders of those communities. Ask them how are they culturally, how do they practice their traditions. Take 2-3 words from them. Go to them all, do the research from those elders, and then come and give your speech based on those elders. So that you will know how diverse we are and how culturally we have been raised and how well has it helped the past. Because now the present is not good. It's not good. As I see it. Nowadays, Lord, you long in Kini and Dendi were calling Kekola near Kiaret and don't fear. Come and marry. Let Angie Ben say last year already. Since last year, you stood in front of the public and you said your girls are ready to get married. Who came? Like Ben. Maran took the bench in the port wrong, and my Jan. I can know my Janwa. You didn't put a bright price on it. You didn't put them on the market. You just put them on free tech. Nobody came. What happened? And what you're all loy, and a Kujin and Dinka paying by like in tradition. Bakan job and don't treat them charity. When you take away back the bag away. By where it can do. Then Kinin Joanna and girl, Indian Panmonjang, for how I see you, Indian Panmonjang like any other women who have been raised in the villages. I don't even know how did you forget that. This is not a sellout. I just sell out. Yajama Ogamukai. Ogamaikai. Kunari Bukakai, the Kayit, the Lekai. Lanu Kobalwell Kujala will affect the life of somebody else. Will affect, whether negatively or positively, it will affect that person's life. So when you come as a leader, the public trusted you, that you are 100% will guide them. You are 100% will tell them the future outcome. Lakini na war ku jonyi pin, you will bet na chato gutelotar ku jahal jol will already spoken. Hey, the Western countries are now clapping for me. The people that they bring here, some of them are prisoners. Those one you see in UN camp, settling there. Some of them are prisoners. Some of them are criminals. They just collected them and they bring them here. They ask them for voluntary and it is a paid voluntary to come and work. They bring them here and they will come and do their own business. They need their money and get away. And there is no any working class who will accept that. Let me go to the poor country like has been portrayed portrayed by the Western media that these people are very poor, this is a war zone, they don't even have a good drinking water, there is no better shelter. And Zim will accept to leave the $25 per hour to come and work somewhere here where that you are underpaid and your life is at risk, the way they put it. No. How much you mean to react? Mujirimin to near Sijini Quaji baby, Ujoran Jalela will volunteer. Quite cockuru, you they bring them here. Biwaba and whining nonsense. Kujole lak baga lakaken. And you, 2 lines of Canada, Panchol Regina, Kujol Baptism of Love Mission for Africa. Then you Chibana CEO. Wachiba will funded Buwal Bukajot, Bukabe, Kenya, Kujala, Uganda, Kujala, South Sudan, and good. I can't tell you to put. But a cheap hangam, Kubutafin, Kukugam, breathing Kakayan, Kuyan Jam on Habiabla Kadma, Buwal Bukagam. Could you what a release it? They need to fill the form. And all this form is based on their interests, the thing they need to do. You don't need to explain. You just have to give the medication. The doctors will handle everything. Our Gunka Loka Doki, Nale do Goleba, Nuku, Goleka Chilwela Swara, which you can lose as meat, Goleka Chin Sura sauce, Sudan loses meat. I refuse. Gole why, Gole no. Beg a kacha, Kao Buka, Bajan, Pin, Bukalo, Bukaya, Quankas, or Tagotin. When you walk about my lawyer, we do not submit the form, Lano, Cow with Baconian, and it's you bound to you. We look at you while Benny awake. Because you were talking nature, like a week, book a Kiraka Gam, Yoka Loop portray in the media, where the people are suffering, these people are dying, we need clean water, they cannot eat food, balance water. I can't care, because the media have been using Africa for their own benefit. The Western media benefit a lot from Africans' sorrows because this is where they get the donations. And those donations go back into their luxurious pocket to enjoy the luxurious life with their families while your image have been destroyed, tarnished, and your country reputation have been destroyed, and you are just sitting down there acting like it is normal to accept a donation from somebody outside that you don't even know their objective. Quite good, you have objective, Ken. Simply in Louis, you speak English. That means you understand the West. No. Understanding the West is beyond understanding English. No. Speaking English language does not make you to be a professional. You must comprehend what you are speaking. You must understand it well. Bakanderi. Kalwele kulaka bokon na lo du to mo jang ja ba ja le ka ya ai we wo ga ni ra gai we wok ni ra gai we be wok. Can you repeat this to the Dinka man who is in the village? Like you didn't nyandu gai we, and this traditional system need to be abandoned. No. I can't deliver la we no more talk in a lot quite didn't mean and then you no more talk in the lay quite didn't want you mean. What you know I have as a leader. And I am educated. This is part of sellout, and it is a Hawkward tradition that need to be abandoned. Because you cannot practice the same way in the English language that you speak, and you cannot comprehend that the same language can be applied in your language. That in your language, after I get your respect. If you cannot go one by one in English language, then this is where you will say nonsense in English. But in your actual language, you will have the respect. In Bathak Betong Dun Mwanja, Kuna Log while English, Kalong Raja, Banana Mwanja, Kachin Kai with him. Kuyiba Martin Chinkawe Kicholton. We want you, Jalka Kai. Lera and Chow will look a white day, a white day, the rot, Kochira, a Kero. Quayawakula Killa Thira wrestling, a Mikala Dana rot, Kakanaki and Ake, Banke, Way Gagamo, a chicken quaran, a chicken do, a che ken tui a che ken bor a che ken nyarwen a che ken nuar a che ken wal a che ken nga. Individuals who are responsible for it must be held accountable. A che ken la mat kwaran la no go jore ta wari e ken kwaran e doran baka nak chokule wir buwar mai ka chim kini ya mon jang loy wa pere na kin o ga man pago ke chol wara che mai pa ala nga kwale ka loy bu kai bu bi kan chol ku chi ka kong bu war kan moy na chu war moy ka jole jal ka ben e doran ba bu bai tin ka chirang gelen e wunno ba bu bai tin chirang gelen lakin na lor wara won ki mai ku lor ba goda ka wir ke chamin ka le na yin ji war kwa e ngo kwa lin war ka yin ni ram e ki mon jang loy yin ye ram de chin war kwa ti mun wo mun tin wala nim ni no nak tu no pa go ngarian ni no nak tu ta chi won ben ko ga jo ka lu ka ku jol ka ja la bu koy mai bu re ja yu bu kwa ran bu cham re lo ben wu no ku lor wir bala mai ka war ti moy ka chi ran go di. Nobody will say why did you come from nowhere from different state baban cham reka a chero de loy ele la bar war ci moy te ci war moy ka le ka wutu bu ko aran bu la bu ko ara la wir ku bula mai ku bahar ba cham na ay cham bi jal na ki war moy ji ka yin ni ban ba ci ba koy pana won ci wa ci war moy na le war ki moy ka le o ga koy nak chok yin bu wel kun te nya da bal wel war num tu den ku mai ka kun te bi ro mu ku bar twen bala twen la ka da ma yak bi mai nyang le mai ka yin ba we kai ku tor ka tin ka ko ngai chi to ka le war u bu kai la tin bi kai mai bu war po mi bu mo ai ke ri ben ka na ke ku lo we practice this tradition ko mo jang ben everywhere na la nga wa ki ro lo mi tin ka wa ki ra ka kai ke ga lo yen ka ke dom ke a chi jot community no a chi jot un no pe le la o ga la dang da gur chin ka cho gur wa tere ye duk ran no me ran cha woi lo ne duk tin ene le ka cho tir mon jang wa tere chi ra ran no kwa ki dom ka le ge na jalo yer wundet bi na chang tin ka yin jal ba ko goi a chan tir ye gorun ene ka ni ye mon jang loy ta chi ra no ka yi ra na un chi ra no ka yin dil no na chi no ka ke mam yang tu gor bi ye goren ka chan chi no wi bi no ka le la jalo la kan ma betul tem ko na ki tem ko la tem munda aka ga yo mon jang lo wa te ra ganun ku ganun ka mu ti ni we put them into practice ko ga ko bai panda ka ta bu ok panda ko tin ko ga ko pan mon jang ka det ki la ka chin different ka ta ga ku ka ta pan mon jang ka ta ga we ne kun pan mon jang ke ku ta ga we ne chang pan mon jang at the same we need to use that language we apply it in our daily practice like English language ka chi modernizing more than our own language. They are just the same words that need to be practiced basing on our custom and traditions. If we base them on our custom and traditions and norms, then we'll understand there is no any difference between civilized and uncivilized. Uncivilized person is like uneducated person. Who knows the traditions, who knows the formal and informal education. Informal, if we practice them basing on our formal education, then it is easier for us to lead our people. Ke easier bukai ka bukalu lead. Ka we ka din yi bele we ge ki. Ka ja wa ko ti ti ran. En won ti ne ran ni tong pa ko yakuti. Ka gi lwal mari lwal chol wal ngadi dia. Ka gi magon ko ku lwal ngadi chol wal ma wud chol wal nga. We know them. Kana ron ju o ga jut ko ga dai media. The Chico Ben media, we watch them very well. They do great. And they even build it up. Even within Senegal, they understand that South Sudan, they also practice the same culture. How did we know it? It is through the media. Oga churu da biog in this media. Oga churu nit. Siya tol siya da rete de rut. Ku chiang tol chiang retok chiang eno koi mat. Ku siya da yang nga ke yando. Nga ke yando. Chumuna kwa imuna na siya da na wich bang. Ka wel bu ben be afo ka ke wel bu we ko ke yan ku te chita yan wo kwantin we kya pan to dinu ere to bu we ben tin ku ba ru ma da ko lakin na ko wel ku cha jam ka le ka ku du ken ro ti ni ro to na men ka che chwet ka le la yin be ja chwet ke ku ka ku ne wel ku ta du ni re tin a che ta yin ban ba ja la ban ke ni che ban tin en ba ja la ban yer ke de ena siyas. That is a politics. Politics is an individual rights, your individual right, either to be a politician or not. Yin buku du kwai. Now le ben ki church yang community practices has to be by respect because roda te. Ba community du ba te ku ngi chen ke ga ke no. Akeo mam dun do waden ba re to ku nyar ko rot ku luai ka kana wonu ba ko. Now le ku community for example ti man football ka we wa ta tin community siasi babu wa ka ta tin tajira babu wa ka ta tin ran man azama ra lutan ma ata wa ka tin ra de la mam hok ke bio ko wang de ga la ka den tin ka yo wang do ba gam tin e kun ku ra ka bu kai man kun community ti man ku du jol wrestling du na we la tin wi du na we wi tajir ji pom biat ka ga wo tin ku le luai ka luai wo ga mat po ga ci kai man ni chứ mình ra nên lui cái lui ở cú mày cả bác cái quê cái bậc cái gam tin lấy lấy quay cái loài với cái chơi bài mặt ra nào vấn đề thay cú ra abu quê cái abu mặt từ ran cát qua lấy cái đề này yêu tin cả bác cái đề á tin cái quan ngủ cái kênh community cái chơi community man cả ra suy nghĩ cái tiếng cái kênh community mà cái trang nó cái nó cái lấy bài lấy cái mọi thứ là kiến kiến nhìn cha bin nụp là chơi mọi thứ em junub bi cụ kê hero trên junub đi qua đây cha bây giờ mà nó bớt là đốt ran buat ka dia kalau bớt là đốt cái jual fanan aja kena man bay dele biar man pandun lagi na ci wa ki ka wa bay ka ci bena man bay rot aja kan junu aja benefit kan junu asset bay haje ka bu ga te je la kan na wa de ne moy tui na wa de ne moy rek na wa de ne moy yakar na wa de ne moy nuer na wa de ne moy no asset ka bay ke real bay lanu ko tin ci ngak lo ya ko le ya karande du ke te ko ci ka du ke te ko ci ka ci mu neena na ko man ana ci bena kan ko real rot ana ko dun junub sudan bi ko we la lwe abi man nuer abu ping abi man dor abu ping abi man mo jang abu ping abi man unde da yer ko ci man junub sudan abu ping ko bu to ko bu nyaay tin bero da ko so kana anti ben bana benefit kana gwang na la ka cha gwang rai po ka wundet ka chira la ben kule la kwai won ka ba yu ben na gu ka che cha gwang ngen chen no e junu ku kana won ai bian bai ko a cha rai ka ka yi ba le we mo nje ka cha loi wa ku la we kwai ke chi man tin nok we ga cha we loi kana na we ge gam ku rot tina ku ma tan ku ro da ku ma bia ku ma bu na dun wala na dun bu be be bu tok ku do ko bai ke bu ko ro no do community ke tuy ke nyar we wala wal wala ngadi akai tuk long dun chen we ga ngi ku we ga mo nje mo bo cho na lon chu we ko je bor ko we ga re tin ko ngi ju ke bor le nga bor le tuy bor le nyar we bor le wal bor le ja ale ngong ka da ngong atar wala cho ngong atar angi ju ke ka ke mo nje ke re bor na lor bar ka zal angi ko yi nga ke ta bar ka zal na lo la nga panai la ngai ko inga ke ta panai kio wa ban yer be long jong gole ku ga kwen be apanai to wa den chu ru pa na mat ko we state ku ka ta system waran chu ga nyai bun buat le lo ga met ke ko toria ku ban ka ba ma ga kya lo ga chin ni mi ko toria wo ga chin ni ma panai we ga jo ri kyan ta ri du ri we kya no wa nei be ku chol ku we ga chol mo jang bo wa ngai ku mo jang bo ke le nga ke ka wot du da won cha ku ne ten chết được có quê mọi người dám cứ cái coi dám cứ cái cho bà cái cho hông cho bà cái ngột cái lia bài giá cái lệ cái bài cho bên đấy bài cho bên được của bên chỉ bài bên đấy có chỉ có nhìn đi à đồn na ý là phun na cái ý truồng là phun na cái là bên nó cái ý truồng cái bao cái ý là phun na cái gì này biết mọi người cái ý là bên nó có bài lốp vậy na ira wi ba liam loy ka liam du ni ba la pin ba na jam ke nyali bin nyali ji na la ka liam du loy na liu ka ira bu mai ku bi lo panish ba ngi kene ka cha lo ya wo cha wo ka re ni ba ka nyang we du ka tong jat ba le ka jot ka un chi man du no we pit du ka tong jat ba le la ka jat ka un du chi man du no man du ngan ku chi ra no ka chi be na man du na man junub nanu kene ci lawyer services di tetin junub sudan we ga jati wa ko la kigat the reason ki an gada ce wade na part bagat ka ce wade ni jane and there are people who will jam there ku biga na lu attack kule ngolo ko nyen pa mo tui no tang dien na tang di ke si ne pa na tui ke mi liam ni hake ko ja dor ke I don't have problem with innocent tweet. Innocent tweet yen la kaloi. Innocent tweet yen ngi pierdo. Innocent tweet yen ngi kichwal chiang mwanjang. Innocent tweet yen ngi kichwal future by. Innocent tweet yen kichwal man-made. Kichwal man-made ko rumat kubiya yen loy. Ana chingo mikela kayen. Mikela dio. Ka dio ka ke twin ti ke chel wela ana fia ga ni kai we ko ba kai lel tang yi tong yen dio. Ki mana na kwai mana ni che ben ta ka kan tinga ka to ba ba dia kula wa yo wok ba. Ana chi dur. Ana chi kwai lat. Nga ga chara pan ke pan de na bul yo wa go lo han che community cha community cha ke dia. E ka bu ben beliam di je na ke dia. Ko ben beliam di. Abi la nga nwer, abi la nga dor, abi la nga monjang, abi la nga ran nyar ke dia na lwel ku mero de. Ko ja do ten mana cha go rut, a che bor ya rut, a che ware barut, pa che bar ka bela rut, a wood. Iran de te pon to monjang, about die, but die just to look at me. I got in your man, I got paying Kulela, we had the Maya. Anina Murtahin al Rahtik, huh? Zamanta Fraser, the Frana Mark. I got Peter Chetty Kayan. Could you be Baluel Bang Martin? Kaya Wakul, Kajit, one thing. Tankurut Kuma. Could look by Liab. Liab do like a kind of do with me. Buy a ping of Matatong. Kuna ripping them tong, where I would business security look create Kayaguanyan. I think that y'all forgiven as Mutin. Mutin Garale, we need to walk out of tongue, point down, look at the Baba and Kalicho. At the Baba and Kali, while the bomb didn't look at do now, Kulak Lanu by Kaharioji, ping the Marharioji. A ping the Marharioji, Lanu tongue tongue, Tarping no Mutina, tongue tongue, and I tear them can do. Kuna ran ba ko ban dol nim go loya jan bu bai bro chu ka kana ku yi ba la we ba ta woni ta le ngi ran cha wi ke loy to la toro da kuma o mo anjang mo fut bu nin ke na ke kam ka a ken bi men ku ya gele liu kam ka ana la bar ka dal war ba ka yu va to bor ku thi ku ngadi ar tin tu ya ge te e ban ba pa ndi mo ti na ba ko jok te Quite Keratin, I can milk and barkada. Quarantin, they are living there. So it will not be man kujaman, but I will eat like in a chow, do work and hit them go work and buy them and ben monja, ben to balaka. Someone be quite open to jump. Nobody that you know, Sudan, a bit and the oil money, be pata. A check it out. I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk there long do na pada. I check it out. I can't quite yield milk to Bap and then Kulaki now, but I'm black and neck and go out. Can you lose that and Labukalu protect? Dora Rabatorton, Nera Labatorton, one young tartan, a one way chap. Great Tajahun, great Awari. I can't put you war at Yakudu, war a candola. Can buy. Lara and Baburetin, Kadure and Yalakudutin and practice, tradition, custom, can a moanjing Galoika, Elwe Lord Bawara Moaj, can a wood, a young idiot dinner and Buar Moy, Chaquara and War Moy. Chaquara, a abject. Timon Wong within War Dangari, along Dangan and Equating a Dinka Moji, along did a child be Warban Moy Bukajama. A one was would be penny kite. I could be row bend the bika, would be young between. Kaka kaya wari ya wei ka ja won kerel bi war kan moy ku bi ko jala tenu ko jam bi ja wo tenu war ka we do everything in your powers ku ba mishkala kan ba we solve in no time bi chen gna won do ganyin the individuals that are responsible for this act to be held accountable ko ke gala wo den chi loy bu ka dial dom ku bi ka dial loy count into the justice Kayan kana ena ka tin wi ba ba ko en kana wi ben jam tin thank you Tito kayan an ti ko ai tin da na chin ka dien di dar wi balwel jam dio aya chol ka chi other than that la ka kun ko wel ke gen social media these are not my business ku jala yin in garang jon jale wa kula ra give 3 days to be mourning I thought now your community need a lot of education. The Benimba and look after those 3 days of your mourning, come with somebody who has a brain that your people really need a proper education. Instead of you focusing on politics, you need to focus on how to educate your people to understand that the war is not the solution. Killing is not the best option. Nyuot ke ba bingi la important ka value ka community ka yende ke chol ware chen ke de ke chol piwe chen ke de ke chol bae chen ke de ka ke ka bin ka jam tin because you ben yak ba ko le ba kumalat na ra anda pan mon jam da ko kwan yem ra na mo ba ja le gen de. This is a problem. En ke na le we ka we to we ru chol we ka journalist. Then your journalism need to be based on how you see the environment of our country. Ko ga ko poi ben gel la lu wa chu mai tong ale ko ja chim amutin yen tung ga ko wa ra kar tu la ra ne chu kar tu mar ko ga ta ma ji ka ta in ni tim chu la ra na ni na ma dum and nowadays ko war ga ni na ma dum ma ben ni pin ko ga ni na ma dum. The suffering, I think condition is permanent. There is no condition that is permanent. It is your efforts. What they do by look at young lady Chipia, Yaki will be by Rochok. Kunalwell and Mathina and Chilukan because Antipoja, Yaka, the Antiluya and Bukaja Bunjalo destroy any other. By a Majit. Kukai general could be Pandundian cap. The Wujin by Upia, the Chitan Yadi wrote, Nia Panduntum and Yadi wrote. Kayin Garang John. The Benin Ben Yak a Jokan community. Educate your people. Enter a problem, problem, jog Pandun ten. Menta one. Liabaro jog Pandun, Kunalwell Cadet one in the Chaga. Believe a little way walk watching the Michael, China, and away what thing was out and really wounded Martin. Oga Tork or Duway, you get a jola Kajaka. A Kajaka, Kian Pandun, can you pay by Yan Kayakot Bell, a Kaikun. Now we need more education instead of you acting as an educated person. Can you need to pay Kalaka Puntal Cattle Camp? Oga Cattle Camp people, Okai Warab Timanduni Ola, Din Garang Jona, Oga Cattle Camp in suit. We are cattle camp in suit indeed, but we don't kill people for food. Oga Chakai now music. Chaki Okuloba Panda. There and Vakanak Chak, we the Tarkayan, the coin with Bukan, Machi Jakwa, then your tongue to jog. Who cannot rap and who can then cannot work for many years after the jump up, jump you. Pelway jump and John Bukai young for 21 years plus. Now I'll well buying a read the watching a ben here and the Kalen no can't chamda, a chup pelway. Chamka chamda. Kuna a chamda a chupa. Bob will quite took to move a banana lega kay, and I join I eat and John can a kay. A chewicham. Cham then got room behind then got your inheritance. Canada canal well jawaga wet cake blue in your me bangi jawe control position well a leadership. A chair thrones, a chair royal thrones. The way we work and do good traditional system. Now shall we this democratic leadership? Go do traditional system. Many to be mama buying the and I bind them. Can a pin and the yin bind tweak or go tweak in a weir. Nalang war do and lay it over radio can mean my being by going Bugatim. Tell one. Could do rather. Can a man him attain Adung Junu Sudan and a canoe man in Kawe. Kunaya Dung Junu Sudan Yaka Quake a chaka and match. A chang match Ranchola Bilalia Moinbor. When a rat and toy no more. Now Ben Yalo bought you on Garangchuk. But Jalba Pandunia Mointui. 21 years John Garang Karam Yal now I got your ban pin Balelo. In our leadership during the 21 years, what good thing have we done? Palgalele, why by Luni, brother, you want to Jal Bagar, Blam, what Garia, Laga and a general Lochila Gari, I'll be a torted. A young Lochila will be a torted. A general Lochila Chilla Kadang Bella torted. Where are we a general lad by Pandu? Where are we a general long Barkadan? Where are we a general long Equatoria? I at and I went to dom into Willatin. Into Willatin. That you walk don't pay all cattle car. A week you mean all lad, all cattle car. In a suit. Go away a cattle car, go all well by. Queen does suits, Ogang yet. Yina win a knock young man quick, in a room can man quick. Jimana will carry up Pulaku, my will to it back jump. Chiran will pen to it. By Panda Mathina Lakachola, Terrat and Walkan within a week by. Ram will carry. Well, I like here can make a chat game. la kien ma yar ke cha karang ko kala dan ni ne woso ke ngwale ngoi chi we ke jam ku ye ne ngwale chi twai dom a che dang ni che mo twai pa de ne dom en bungwal ku ne wheelchair den toy ko wi jen ba ni ke presidency kene cha ka de le ba yo ba pa na ko cham pa wat kun ene ke ene we ke nga ka tem tan ku le lu fel be nga ka tem tan ku le lu fel ya ka le we ka du bai pel we ya we chamen chang bang ko war en ti we bang ko so na la re ka you want to control right by ya ku dun we ga rut e mo ti we jo la tong ni ba ko la tar ko ko le la Egypt ka ti de le bu war ban ba na mai a ti de le ya en bu war ban kwari na la ka re cha jan ma fu bang ban be ba kiu tu ka ka ti la de ka ko chi da ka ku la quelle tong tar ku tong o le la Egypt ka chin war go ma fruit bang ni tel wa kula ku ngwan man til en wo ku ba ngwan man til ba kwom we siasa de le la ka bi war ba na wudi ra la cham du kan na ran nya cham ran to le jip ku ne ra wi bi cham junub nya ku na ra wi bi cham junub nya ka contract piu ka chi yigen contract ka la wir pa ka kon ga me na yi contract ka le ba bu school bu pa na ki ene ko bu ga mi lakini chan bu ye ka ba bi ro bang ko we don't need your help. Lani Egypt want to outsmart us. They want to outsmart us. Ene kana mati na we ka ting na le ko hajam kale la nyai ka glu aboro is everywhere. Aboro che twai. Kan twai be chi na aboro wade na wa na ya ko piu padi. Ko piu ala je kai ko ke da sem da tonga ne bi ba na gampi da ke. Ene ke le la we bakana pandu before bin bible. Now we Bible kon bakana ka we chan bin che dua lui disposed him ku jonin surya duno kalwera ni ngodi la pel tim chok ku tim chok na la deng twen ka bu ben bu ka dang bu ka lok bu piu bu lok ku na la piu le ku lok ka ke twan ka ne contamination dun ro loy wari ra la piu we bi la kwang tun ku le pel tin ku nyang ket tin bi ket ya lo kwang ko twan ke cha nyang tin I la lai wari. These are the things that can create. These are man-made problem. Tuanya man-made. Narata na di mutin kunyente na di kwe cham lu bai chen kan lo ku jon mut ka ini chi twai loi do. Ini chi twai lo do. Ka bore chen the biggest thing in ka lel ka gat ka chen problem. Problem by panda mutina waden buwar na le ku war ka wudi ke koi ko wala bira Nigeria kule Nigeria na the country bar lo ku relationship ku wi go yin piu ka o ga dakpo o ga ke pon mit ke Uganda cholo ne ma do ka Uganda ju di le bulu trust ka Uganda di le be nom tak ka bi ra ja bom nin tin bi du pan e to gun wa chi di le bu ke tu pian be o ga chi di le bu ka dang bu be chol nga Sudan wa chi di le bu ji bu be quay ro mo piu ka le cham ku cham ke ne cham wo ke so bar bo bang ko so da per ka ina met bar loy ke dan ake quay di le balela ka quay na bi in term of technology ka lu compete ka ku jala Ghana ka di le bi lu compete ke Egypt in term of technologies ka di le bi lu compete ke Egypt ka ke quay di al ke le ba ka be le ngak bar bin war dan ban don wir ko chi Egypt Egypt na la ko yiku yen ka lela Egypt yi la nom met ka dang pana kiem kwar la pe yini rar bar ngain pana kiem du ten na cha pana kiem du ngain ka buk ting how you practice ko ler ku yi luan du pana kem du na cha ngain ten ka koi ke lui tin ka must be mix a chan ke blanga research ta chi doctor tok ba ke gaino from Egypt ka gaino to be from Kenya ku gaino to from Uganda Guy took from South Sudan, who take it in the same hospital as a specialist. And then we monitor their studies. How are they treating their patients? Naja bay ka doctor den ka dang ka physio. Ka the same practice ke loike. Balo ka open. I need two from this in every hospital. Ko kai ka kon. But muthin Iran jagwan you ko one country in your bay ba ja tiang luan wi. One country, you're a baby about young way. Mix them based on the ratios. For example, South Sudan, if it is 7 out of 7, South Sudan kaba year 3. Other countries are by year 1. And you can apply is open to all Africans. We are one based on this African. Like And then observe them. How are they moving? Lan treat me ngak ka bin tung ga kun ngak na le patient le lu complain ka ble lan fi doctor ya war ka dan ni la problem tin ten you will check ene te ko losing gan ga ngu ja nya we ka kian jam tin before ben ka jam ka kian dong tin ka kian jam tin awat ka kun media Mina wega ting mina chumul. We well ka dia ke wel ke kuja. E wan mo. E waden ni yane ko krane ben. Ku ka lela na jam ka juai wel kok ber ke ka ya la kai ku ya na lat personal. Chat ke bala lu focus on personal chores. Ka wi bien ka mo. With a Larson, I cannot talk about love. Love is one is interest. Near ya kene piandu. Kichi piandu niara yine ngi yine rot ku kay yine loy feel in rot. Na ja ben ba ja ban jam we ya kurun niar kala ku gam kurut kala kurer kala. Ku ka wi piandu tane je ko tonga ko bi koy lagi ka ba jala gam ka de. Near chichi business nowadays. E ko ja liab ni. And that is why while we land na ba tar lu retire as ali ye age. Ka junubin wada go biga la da ba we ga ci ban wada go war ba ga la da koy bay ta lu retire kada when you are young queen de le ba diet ko jale lu retire ba ga la ba ta ban ku mura ke di ce ku du mor di we ga ja ba lan mor di ngom go biet ku ka wel ga ci ka di ko ci ne ni honest relationship ci liu nowadays when kana won tell is based traditions a chu kara ja kala ka duna cha western culture you need to catch up with the west. You need to catch up with the West when you did not catch up with education. And you did not understand what you study. Some of you have degrees with empty brain. You don't have degree, you don't have masters, you don't have PhD, but the brain is not functioning. It's not functioning. Your grit, the gritness are covered your education. TL, kupondit. I took PhD do tian. Now you can indra you pull a color, dear wickedy, go check a lolly. In Lakan, did a yin ping by, did a yin ping over Korea, but you are but you know, now lay a diable. By I get you weak one. Kunyalga, Carrington, could you? Rana Rington, could you? While ya pal, later. Mointal, while a chereka here. Moingal, while a chereka you. A belly of bull, papa, yarit and tell by now let you poor Medicine. Because this is a man you have been running from Kujur to Kujur. Kujur Jinkele. Naya Monchin Yar Kabin Yar for you. Kunami are in for you, you will enjoy whether in the bed or outside. You will enjoy it. Lucky I will not go to tear one. Well, I will dream by Kulutur Jat. We got you contract by me a bangit. Eating Yai Waldatu. I think Murmurjikoka, you got to fight by Kajiliare and Jim one young Jayo Dawargaja. Language more young, more up there, I can take more would be in Agilia, while I can tweet them. Lord, but left our bit to you, but then more amount of barbecue on them. I can't to be an apple. You guys don't take me out of the context. So, then no problem. This is an issue. Could you move to a little billiard bite, begin me at Yopen? It is simple. I be getting Bangala come here, guys, and we'll buy about him. But out them, Motem will come here. Now I come here and get down and go quiet. He's standing alone without anybody telling you. Huh? A rajar, who papa paramping, not papa pink, Kakayan and whopping one you the happy any. Because why? Because this is what the feeling is. Like in some of you. Herale kabajala bajala them chigo a year kay die and wajam again. Tabu a gampton and to be a mere. Kadam be invented. Baroja the altar. Like in some of you herale kabater. Nala Jacobana got the yet and a more actually I tell a boy. Do you couple? Heran to it. Kunjin a kulkupanya, Kuludi Jentin, the Bemiatimanawa, a we back do it. So to you can wilpa that a bimurmiat. Kuel pada ke bir relationship bien kapya kuel pada ke bi mier bien kari yala pa kunali ko tin ka wel ka bijir kun chinin bin ka pai ku de jenten ku tiek pa chi ben yo ga na mia de na ate wa den bangi ai thuoi ngi thuoi wel pa ngi tuoi we ka chiang pap ku ngi tuoi re pap ku ngi nyai tuoi ya na lo lwel ka lo jo ka ya ku lo jak tin ka ka ngi ya din ji ka dang tiep this a problem sama wi ra le na mu kri re ku dir mu ko chin ka loy it's nothing. If you don't know how to practice well, you can never succeed, not even in a tight vagina. Chana vagina tin chi token walel de ngadi. You cannot put it there and enjoy it. Anyway, I came in peace and I'm going in peace. May God bless you, my people. And I love you all regardless from where you are or where are you from or whatever. My haters, don't forget the drama might continue. That here, I will go to speak my mind, go away, come back if I want. Kaya na nambuko ayeten kunyali kawek. Anu bajala mena kalgat somewhere di lantin. The china ran kian ke the bear ten wal ka kudu bear just know. Goodbye.